It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Friday, the 7th of March. I'm Michael Groff. A rather active weather pattern is in place out here across the Southwest. 3 systems to affect the region over the next week or so. System number 1 is in here today. It's brought rain this morning. There's a bit of a lull right now, but there is still a chance at showers and thunderstorms this afternoon across the area. This weekend looks pretty quiet, but as we go into next week, system number 2 is due in here on about Tuesday, with system number 3 following on its heels Thursday and potentially into Friday. Each one of those systems will bring chances of precipitation, possibly significant precipitation, breezy to windy conditions, and of course, cooler temperatures. So there is, needless to say, a lot going on. We will talk about all of that and everything else in just a moment, but before we do, it is Friday. That means it's Photo Friday here. That's where we take a look at some of the photos and or videos that you guys have submitted. First up, David Parnell. That's the guy that took this picture last Saturday, the time, the place. This is what? Raymond S. Kellis High School. I don't know where that is. I know quite a few of the schools around the area, but that one I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, state 5A basketball, I believe playoffs are going on. And he was out, and wherever he goes, he brings his camera, he takes pictures. That's what you do. Whenever you go someplace, why not? Send it in, Photo Friday. That's why we're here. It was a lovely weekend last weekend, that's for sure. And it will be again this weekend. All right, this is from Buck up there in Montana. And of course, it is still winter. You know, believe it or not, technically speaking, even though we're in meteorological spring, it's still technically winter. And especially up there in Montana. But temperatures will be warming up as we go through time. Beautiful picture there. And then Clayton with a couple of shots. And I think this is up in Scottsdale. There's someplace in the North Valley. Anyways, beautiful pictures regardless. Clayton always sends in some nice shots there. This is from Joe. I believe that's a picture of the stack. And then that looks like just, that's cool right there. And that's from Joe. And then we have Joe, and then we have Joseph. And this is from, I believe, he was on vacation coming back in. And of course, what do we always say? If you're up on, somewhere flying around, you're next to the window, why not take some pictures? Send them in. And he also has some sunset pictures here from down in the Santan area. And more pictures from up in the air. Love those shots. And then Miles out there in California, Miles Sampson, he's got a couple of pictures here. And he says spring has sprung in Cali, and, it sure feels like that around here. At least it did up until today. Look at that. Awesome stuff there. This is from Steve up in Willow Creek. That's a sunrise or shortly thereafter, and then sunset. And sure love to see those pictures too, Steve. Big supporter of ours up there in Willow Creek, up in northwest Arizona, Mojave County. Beautiful part of the state. Then this is from Zane down in Brisbane, Australia, and they're dealing with Cyclone Alfred. And that's bringing a big bunch of rain, big bunch of wind to the east coast of Australia. That is quite the situation down there. With winds potentially up to, I believe I saw 140 kilometers per hour. So that is a significant storm. Obviously down there, it is prime time for cyclones because they are just moving into their fall as we are moving into our spring. And this is also another shot from Zane down there in Brisbane, Australia. And then finally for you, well, not quite finally, but at least in terms of our photos, the one and only Michelle and I were out at Stride for Sight last Saturday. I forgot to announce that we were going to go out there, but this was from Stride for Sight. That's out there in Scottsdale. And I blank on the name of the venue. It's out there by the aquarium and the dinosaur world and all that. It's I always forget the name of the whole area, but regardless, it was just a gorgeous morning for this. It started around 8 o'clock. There was a 5K run, a 1K walk. Or a 1 mile walk, rather. And it's put on by the Foundation for the Blind Children, Foundation for Blind Children. And it's a great cause, raise awareness, raise some money, and just bring people together. So our Achilles group was out there. About 10 or 12 of us from it anyway were there. And just a tremendous time. And of course, we brought Adriana and her friend Riley. They were there as well. Lots of kids were out and about. They had a blind PB&J challenge where you're blindfolded. You make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's kind of fun watching people do that. They had a little blind, I wouldn't even call it an obstacle course, but just sort of a bunch of cones put down to try and walk across an area, just using a cane and navigating with that. Just again, raising awareness for blindness and all sorts of other booths and activities and stuff and foods. And it was a great time and for a really good cause. And so that was great. And then finally, we do have a video here, a very quick video from Joe, who's got some rain coming down this morning, and we love to see this. This is a sight for sore eyes, an area that has not had much rain, and so we do love to see that. And we could just watch videos like this all day. I should have rolled some video this morning. We could have just had it on. We could have put it in a double box or something, had it down in the corner. That would have been nice. All right, anyway, that's Photo Friday. You've got something you want to submit, groffshow@gmail.com is the email address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for Photo Friday. Okay, all of that out of the way. Let's get into it here. The almanac from yesterday, 72 degrees was the afternoon high, 62 was the morning low. Not much variance in temperature yesterday as we had that first initial short wave come through, and it was kind of windy yesterday and a cool day. 75 and 53 are the averages for this time of year. Now, keeping in mind that we didn't have any rain officially in the bucket yesterday, but we've had about a third of an inch so far this morning, and that's great news. It's not going to eliminate the deficit. It's not going to break the drought, but every little bit helps. And as we take a look outside right now here at 10:30 a.m., we've got some clouds out there right now. And we are sitting at 50 degrees at Sky Harbor. It's rather chilly. Dew point's 43, humidity 77%. The winds are light. The barometer is rising. All right, let's see if I've got the radar loaded up here. Let's just check the radar real quick around the valley. A couple little showers off in the Northwest Valley right now, but most of the rain, at least the main shield of rain, has come to an end. However, there's still plenty of showers around. As we kind of show you the broader view, you can see some snow up to the north of us. And there's still some showers and thunderstorms. Yeah, some isolated thunders even out there rumbling about in western Arizona, northwest Maricopa County. And some of this will be rotating through as we go into the afternoon hours. So we're not done with the rain yet. The widespread rain part, yes, but the chance of showers will continue for the rest of the day. And if we do see a thunderstorm this afternoon, be aware that there could be some gusty winds and even some small hail with a couple of these convectively driven showers and storms today. All right, satellite out here across the southwest, and you can see that area of low pressure is coming on through. We'll show you as we put the satellite into motion here how this is all playing out. And oh yeah, that system is still winding its way through the valley, and as it comes on through, we'll get a little wraparound moisture on the backside of that. So the chance of showers and thunderstorms will be with us for at least, I would say, the next probably 8 hours, maybe a little bit more, as we see that system slowly churning its way on through here. And then high pressure is going to build in behind that. The watch warning map, we still have some winter weather advisories across northern Arizona. And out here through the west, yes, some scattered winter weather advisories, obviously, with that system continuing to move out. Convective outlook for today, no organized severe weather, but some thunder is possible here across Arizona with that system. Again, the cold air aloft and with a little bit of sun coming out this afternoon, the air should destabilize, and that should give rise to at least some showers and some low-topped convection. So again, with that very cold air aloft, yeah, there might be a little bit of small hail, probably nothing severe, but, certainly could see that. Now, there's always that possibility. I know people will ask this. I think I even had a question about that in email. Could we see one of those little cold air funnels or something like that? I suppose that's also possible with a system like this. It's nothing to get too concerned about, but that's, again, a possibility in a system like this also. All right, here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Friday morning of next week, and this includes the rain we've had this morning. So rain amounts in Phoenix about an inch over the next 7 days. Actually, this includes the rainfall from the time this was issued, which I believe was 7 a.m. this morning. So, about an inch here in the valley, and anywhere from 1 to 2 inches plus across the rim country, the higher terrain north and east of Phoenix. Could see as much as 2.5 inches up there, and that's liquid equivalent. Some of that will come down in the form of snow. And again, this is exactly what we need here in the Southwest. I know it's not great for tourism. It's not great for spring training. But this is the most significant precipitation we have had since last August, and I would even argue it might be the most significant precipitation we've had in the valley since last March or the 1st of April. So, we got to just take this as long as we can get it, and it sure looks like we're going to have multiple opportunities for precipitation. Let's figure all that out right now as we get to the models, have a look, see what the future may hold. Here we go, the GFS, the 12Z run, valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. All right, we've got that area of low pressure that's coming through the southwest. Cold air aloft and somewhat unstable air still with it. So down at the surface for the rest of the day today, the main initial rain band has ended, but with that cool, unstable air just sitting overhead and with the sun peeking out, we should get at least some showers and thunderstorms continuing to pop up through the rest of the day today. They'll be more scattered, kind of hit and miss, but they will be out there. And so high temperatures, we've hit our high temperature. Our high temperature was 62 degrees. That occurred just after midnight. Temperatures should hold in the 50s through the rest of the day today for the most part. And again, if you run into one of those convectively driven showers or thunderstorms, you might see some brief gusty winds and some small hail. The rain should generally be on the light side, but an isolated heavy downpour absolutely cannot be ruled out. So again, something to watch for. As we get to tonight, an isolated shower or thunderstorm possible in the evening, then we'll turn mostly clear very quickly overnight. Suppose there could be a patch of fog or two someplace, but otherwise, overnight lows tonight should be in the 40s. Well, maybe down in the upper 30s in the cold spots. Tomorrow looks like an absolutely gorgeous day. If you love sunny sky and you love temperatures a little bit below average, highs mid to upper 60s, then tomorrow is your jam, so get out there and enjoy it. Sunday will continue the warming trend as shortwave ridging is in here. Highs mid, maybe even upper 70s. Again, pretty gorgeous day. Want to go out, have a picnic, take a walk, should be lovely. Even Monday is looking pretty good. I'd say sunny for most of the day. There might be a few clouds that come in late in the day. Now, we've got that area of low pressure that's off to the west of us, off the Southern California coast, and that's going to be headed our way. But Monday still looks dry and quite mild with high temperatures in the low, maybe even middle 80s here. It's that time of the year that once these weather systems clear out, it warms up very quickly. All right, but now let's get to system number 2 in the wave train here. This is Tuesday, and that next system comes on in. Now, yes, there are still some degree of uncertainties as to timing, placement, intensity, all this sort of stuff with this system. But it sure looks like we're going to see at least a decent shot at rain here. Could be a fairly widespread rain event. And the majority of guidance indicates a fairly decent, perhaps even significant amount of precipitation with this feature, at least on the order of about a half an inch here in Phoenix, and that's pretty good. And some snow up north. Will be breezy to windy at times with this. Temperatures should fall back into the mid 60s or so with this feature as it comes on through. I'd say the timing right now looks like we'll see some scattered showers in the morning, but the best chance for rain with system number 2 here is in the afternoon on Tuesday, with showers becoming likely. We've got a 70% chance of rain in the forecast already for this system, so confidence is fairly high that we will be impacted by this. But obviously the details as to how much precipitation and if there's any chance of thunder or any of that, that'll be hammered out as we get a little bit closer. Right now, though, a pretty good shot at rain with this. Now, it's looking like it's going to move through just ever so slightly slower than initially forecast. So we still have a chance at showers Tuesday night, maybe even into the early morning hours on Wednesday. Then the day on Wednesday looks partly sunny. We're kind of between systems. High temperatures should top out, I'd say, somewhere in the upper 60s and low 70s. But then here comes system number 3 as we get to Thursday. And this system is probably the colder of those two next week. And it may have a little less moisture, but it's got more cold air with it. So it probably will be just as efficient, if not even more efficient, of a rain producer. And snow, of course, for the high country. And that's what matters here. So we're going to watch the trajectory of this and how it plays out. Again, there's still uncertainty as to how much precipitation it will produce, but it could be another decent to perhaps significant precipitation event here. We've already got a 60% chance of rain in the forecast for Thursday. And right now, again, the timing, this might be a little slower. So we may see the rain come in more toward later on Thursday as opposed to earlier in the day. But either way, looks like breezy to windy conditions and temperatures probably falling once again back into the 60s. So we'll be below average. All right, here's a week from today. This is Friday, the 14th of March. And right now, the GFS has that system going out into the plain states. Then a follow-up shortwave might rotate behind it. So this could be kind of almost system number 4, or if you want to call it kind of part of the same system, 3B, if you will, that comes through here on Friday. Now, that may not be as significant because it's an overland kind of shortwave, but there's already some moisture, some antecedent moisture here sitting over the southwest, so that may act on what's already here to produce at least another possibility for some widely scattered to scattered showers. And it will be chilly. I mean, look, those heights are well below average, so high temperatures may only top out somewhere in the upper 50s to mid 60s if that works out. And again, there could be more snow up north. So however you want to look at it, this active pattern is just what the doctor ordered. I sure hope it pans out as advertised. But that's why we're here, because we're going to watch those model trends and see if that indeed turns out to be the case. Let's keep going. This is Saturday the 15th. And that next short wave moves on through. We're kind of behind it now. Dry northwesterly flow. Temperatures would probably still be below average, but conditions should be dry for that Saturday. And then going out 10 days, Sunday the 16th. And ridging builds back in, and temperatures should be moderating back into the 70s, I would imagine. All right, let's look at rainfall for Phoenix. This is coming off of the GFS ensemble. This goes out through the 21st of the month. Hey, man, I've only been talking behind a microphone for what, 25, 28 years? Hey, well, I'll get it right one of these days. All right, the ensemble mean is well over an inch. In fact, up toward an inch and a quarter. The control member's at about an inch and a half. And you got some members on here that are over 2.5 inches. Man, the European ensemble, the control member is up around 2 inches. The ensemble mean just around an inch and a half. And individual members here, 2 and 3 inches. Boy, that escalated quickly, didn't it? I mean, we were looking at these ensembles about a week and a half ago, and this was showing almost nothing. So that's how quickly the weather pattern can turn here across the southwest. So I haven't had enough coffee today. I think that's the problem. All right. Temperatures off the national blend of models. Hey, today is going to be probably the coolest day of the forecast period in all probability. Now, our high temperature has been 62, so this is a little bit misleading, but we'll probably only sneak back into the mid, possibly upper 50s this afternoon. Then, of course, we're going to warm it up this weekend, and by Monday, we're well up in the 80s, and then we'll cool it off next week, and probably, in all likelihood, temperatures will be a little bit lower than what's shown here. The NBM has kind of been overperforming on temperatures most of the season, so I would not be surprised if we don't quite make it to these levels. But then after that system, by next Friday, after that, we should start to warm it up once again. And are we going to have any more systems after that? That remains to be seen. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here on Monday morning, but of course, updates before that if necessary. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, and of course you do, why else would you be here and listen to me rant and rave for 15 or 20 minutes at a time? Well, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like these videos and you want to support the channel, support what we do here and keep all this stuff going, well, then, of course, you can click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube and make a monetary contribution to us. Or even better than that, you can donate directly via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's GROFF show at gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out her blogs, videos, everything Michelle related. It's all linked up down in the description, as is our streaming station, available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music. We have a lot of fun with that. Give that a look. Give that a listen. It's there. You can, again, listen by the links in the description or go directly to kmgx.com and listen via that avenue. And, of course, what did I do? I do this all the time. I brought up the cross section here of the national blend of models to show you the precipitation coming off the NBM, and it's almost at 1.5 inches over the next 10 days or so. So again, really good model consistency on the idea of a very wet pattern, and boy, do we ever want to see that. Most of us do, except for those tourists and the people that come down here for spring training, and they, I don't like the rain. I came here. I wanted sun and 90 degrees. I don't like the rain. Michelle hates it when I do that voice. She laughs every time, but she says she doesn't like that voice. But that's the tourism voice I always hear, because that is who the local media will always interview whenever it rains. Oh, we talked to some of the locals, and we got a hold of some tourists and their thoughts on the rain. I came here from New York, with all the rain. If I wanted rain, I'd stay in New York. Rain. I was told in Arizona it was always 100 degrees. I came here. Not. And my arthritis is acting up again. If I wanted this, I'd stay on Long Island. Anyway. All right. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe. And you guys have yourselves a great Friday and a wonderful weekend. With all the rain, boy.